Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. Y'all, today I'm here with a vision. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. I didn't really. Anywho, y'all. Okay, I was more focused on my facial care this morning than I was on my hair, but my it's straight. It's cool. Like, anywho, in his vision, y'all. And welcome to March Madness. Welcome to March Madness. Thank y'all for joining me as I celebrate my birthday all March long by glorifying God. Okay. Um, so yeah, I'm here with a vision. In his vision, y'all. Okay, it was like let me just get into it and then, what I'm saying, as we go on. I saw this guy that was a pimp, okay? I had the knowing that he was a pimp. And it was kind of like I had the knowing that he was a pimp, but I also could tell by his mannerisms, the way he spoke, the way he dressed, and just kind of like his actions in general. However, he was posing as if he was a pastor or a motivational speaker. However, the interesting thing is, it wasn't as if he was saying, things that were obscured or he was saying things that were, crazy. But the interesting thing about him is he started to get offended, okay? And what offended him, was when he noticed an attractive woman who was, a pastor, a speaker, and she was not interested in selling her body for money. It made him angry. It made him upset. And it made him start trying to intimidate her. And, intimidate her by saying things that would make her feel as though she was making a mistake. Like try to intimidate her by making her feel like what she was doing was wrong. And it's like he would try different tactics to try to intimidate her and make her feel like she was doing something that was wrong. When in reality, you know what I'm saying? If you think about it, what he wants her to do is what is wrong. And you know what I'm saying? This is something, that pimps would do, okay? As somebody, what I'm saying, that's from Houston, grew up in Houston. Baby, okay? Baby. And I just feel like, let me get into the scripture, and then we're going to talk about the rest, okay? The scripture comes from 2nd Estradas 7 and 78. Whew. Okay, let me highlight it first. And then, okay. For concerning death, the teaching is when the determinate sentence has gone out from the Most High, that a man should die, as the spirit leaves the body to return again to him who gave it. It adores the glory of the Most High first of all. And if it is one of those that have been scorners and have not kept the way of the Most High, and that have despised his law, and that hate those who fear God, these spirits will not enter into habitations, but will wander and be in torments immediately, ever grieving and sad in 7 ways. The first way is because they have despised the law of the Most High. The second way, because they cannot now make a good returning that they may live. The third way, they will see the reward laid up for those who have believed the covenants of the Most High. The fourth way, they will consider the torment laid up for themselves in the last days. The fifth way, they will see the dwelling places of the others guarded by messengers with great quietness. The sixth way, they will see how some of them will immediately pass into torment. The seventh way, which is more grievous than all previously mentioned ways, because they will pine away in confusion and be consumed with shame, and will be withered up by fear, seeing the glory of the Most High, before whom they have sinned while living, and before whom they will be judged in the last times. Now this is the order of those who have kept the ways of the Most High, when they will be separated from the corruptible vessel. In that time they lived therein, they painfully served the Most High, and were in danger every hour, that they might keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly. Here then is the teaching concerning them. First of all, they will see with great joy and glory of him who takes them up, for they will have rest in 7 orders. The first order, because they have labored with great effort to overcome the evil thought which was fashioned together with them, that it might lead them astray from life into death. The second order, because they see in perplexity, in which the souls of the ungodly wonder, and the punishment that awaits them. The third order, they see the witness which he that fashioned them bears concerning them, that while they lived they kept the law which was given them in trust. The fourth order, they understand the rest which, being gathered in their chambers, they now enjoy with great quietness, guarded by messengers, and the glory that awaits them in the last days. The fifth order, they rejoice, seeing how they have escaped from that which is corruptible, and how they will inherit that which is to come. While they see, moreover, the narrowness and the painfulness from which they have been delivered, and the large group which they will receive with joy and immorality. The sixth order, when it is show to them how their face will shine as the sun, and how they will be made like to the light of the stars, being from now on incorruptible. The seventh order, which is greater than all previous orders, because they will rejoice with confidence, and because they will be bold without confusion, and will be glad without fear, for they hasten to behold the face of him whom in their lifetime they serve, and from whom they will receive reward and glory. This is the order of the souls of the just, as from now on is announced to them. And announced are the ways of torture, which those who would not give heed will suffer from now on. Woo, that was a long one. That was a big one. That was a big one, y'all. Okay. So here's the message. Okay, here's the message. I just feel like, for whoever this is for. Okay. Here's the thing. When God gave me this vision, when I saw this vision, and it was kind of in a sense of, in one way, I was like, someone like that possibly doesn't want to be saved, and in reality, the message is, while it is an attempt to save anybody that wants to be saved, but we have to also understand that some people will refuse to be saved. Some people will insist in doing things their way. They don't see it any other way. There are some people that have taken oaths, and they have taken all kind of promises, in which they intend to keep them. There are some people that they will take an oath and then they will turn away from it. And then there are some people that insist on keeping that oath. Regardless, God is saying that, for whoever this is for, okay, regardless of what someone may believe, what they think, your reward is in heaven. Even if you are in this position, just like I said, in this position, there was a woman that was basically glorifying God. She was doing as God instructed her to do. And, we cannot control how we look. We cannot control how our bodies are built. Unless, you work out and whatnot like that. But even still, even when you work out, there are some people that, they work out, they lose weight, and there are still different shapes. Everybody is not going to be shaped the same unless you're going to get surgery. And, I just feel like this is a situation where this woman doesn't have control over how God made her. She doesn't have control over being beautiful. She doesn't have control over how her body is shaped. And it's not, like, if you think about it in that way, it's not her fault that this man is thinking the way he is and he feels the way that he does. Just because he feels that way does not mean that that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just like assuming just because you see, like, and that's literally what it is. So assuming just because you see a beautiful woman with a beautiful shape, that, you know what, she must be doing this, and if she not, she should be. And where the man's position is, like I said, this is a man that is virtually a pimp. This is a man that obviously when he goes out and he's looking at women, he's going to be thinking of dollar signs. Okay, he's either going to think, oh, this one dollar signs, or this one no. And that is basically what's going on here. This is a man, he saw this woman, and as soon as he saw her, he assumed dollar signs. And once he realized that she wasn't down for it, once he realized that she wasn't doing that, once he realized she was not playing when she said that she served the Lord, it brought anger, it brought frustration, it brought resentment. But in reality, for whoever this is for, it ain't your fault. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He can get mad all he wants to. You know what I'm saying? It could even be a situation where this man is trying to make you believe that if you were to be with him, if you were to hang out with him, be around him, you would have a certain kind of wealth. You would have more money, or more influence, or whatever. But I just feel like, here's the thing. First of all, this is how so many women get caught up. This is how so many women get caught up. Let me come here and let me tell you the game. Okay, that is literally what pimps do. Okay, that is what they do. They get dressed. They want to wear, they wear the nice clothes. They want to wear. They gotta have the nicest styles, fresh off the runway. They want to smell good. They want to look good. They got their hair cut. They keeping their face clean. They got all the rings. Like, they got more rings than a woman, and they got all the jewels and all the chains and all this going on. Why? Because their intention is to attract women that want that. And once they get those women that want that, they are going to trap them. Okay? It's like, that is literally what they do. And, while there are some that they start out being cruel, they put forth effort trying to kidnap people. They put forth effort trying to snatch people up. We hear about it all the time, about women that, there's tags on their cars, or women that, they go shopping, or they go do whatever it is that they do, and men are following them around. So there are men that will kidnap a woman. There are men that will put forth effort to snatch a woman up. But there are also some men that are in that kind of vibe that they don't do that. And, I feel like, just how in his vision, who I saw it to be, what I saw this person was like someone that, has some kind of influence. So I just feel like, this could be like, somebody that's kind of popular, somebody that, like, even if you think about how all these cases of these rappers and, these musicians and, like, different kinds of people that are in the industry, and how they are, doing this to women. And typically it's a woman that wanted to be in the industry. She was talented, or she is talented. She was doing her thing. Or sometimes women that were in the industry were already in the industry, and for one reason or another, they ended up hanging out with this man and snatched her up. And, it's really reminding me of a message that God gave me, I would say, like, a couple weeks ago. a few weeks ago about how you have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to scare you or to make you feel as though, oh man, I don't know. I don't know about it. And if you have a yearning, if you have a gift and you have a yearning to do something, do it. But it's like it's not a requirement. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, some people say, well, you should go out and you should meet people and you should get to know people and dot 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 dot. Let me tell you something. When I was modeling and I was a makeup artist, while yes, I did in some instances go out and put forth effort to meet people, I put forth effort to get to know people. And that is, in a sense, a way how I was able to do certain things and to achieve certain things. But when it really came down to it, for the most part, I worked by myself. And this is because I saw what was going on. We live in a very wicked world. It is even saying in the scripture that, right here, okay, the second order, because they see the perplexity which was fashioned together with them, that it might not lead them astray from life into death. They see the witness which he fashioned them bears concerning them, that while they lived, they kept the law which was given them in trust. So it's like you have to understand, while we are living, while we are on this earth, we are constantly surrounded by corruption. And it even says, now in this order, what is this, the first one? Now in this order of those, this is the order of those who kept the ways of the Most High, when they will be separated from the corruptible vessel. So it's like what we are right now, the position we are in right now with the free will, we have the option of being corrupt. We have the option of doing evil. We have the option of going outside of the will of God. And I think what's interesting about some of these cases, some of these situations, as the stuff that's coming to light surrounding the industry, a lot of these people that are victims were not seen as victims. While everything was happening, it seemed like they were on top of the world. It seemed like their life was perfect. It seemed like they were happy. It seemed like, they had everything that they could possibly want. They had, all the best clothes, ate at the best restaurants, went to the best parties, hung around some of the richest of the richest people. And it's like it's like the veil is being lifted. And just because it looks good and it looks fun and it looks like it's all good, that don't mean that's what it really is. You know what I'm saying? That is even like, in some sense, like you don't know what's going on. And it's so much underhanded things going on in this world. So much backhandedness going on in this world. This world is corrupt with prostitution. In reality, it is corrupt. It is corrupt. It is corrupt. And I've received messages about how some artists have to deal with that. They have to deal with the fact of they're not really making that much, but they want it to look like they are. And then they are put in a position to where they have to make a choice what they gonna do. And a lot of people don't see it that way. They don't understand that a lot of it's an illusion. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like in this situation right here, even if you are in a position to where you can't do certain things and you don't have certain things, maybe you don't make it to a certain level, like, it is what it is. I just feel like it is better to keep your integrity and be on God's side and be on the right side of everything than to be in a position where you're going to have to deal with this here. Okay, the first way, because they have despised the law of the Most High. Okay, this is a torment that someone would feel upon leaving this earth. They would feel the grief because they disobeyed God deliberately and know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to this situation, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I was like, man, this person don't want to repent. This is they know what they're doing. This is someone that knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing is wrong. They know they're not supposed to be doing that. Like, we already know that God's law says fornication is a sin. So this is the whole objective of a prostitute. That's fornication. And in some instances, adultery. It is a sin. It is a sin. It is a sin. This is someone that is going about and they are creating soul tie after soul tie after soul tie, connection after connection after connection. And their soul is just torn and twisted. And I just feel like for whoever this is for, this is somebody that is trying to make you feel as though because you're not down with that and you're not down for that, it's something wrong with you. Because you're not down for that, you gonna be down and out, and you gonna have this and you gonna have that, and this is gonna have all these bad things are gonna happen to you. God said they are the ones that are going to, in reality, be in the midst of a storm, a turmoil once they leave this here earth. And you know, they may be able to ramp and rave while they here. They run around while they here. They have all these things while they here. And that's whatever, that's fine and dandy. But when it's all said and done, all eternity, they are going to be dealing with torment. Not only the torment of what's going to be going on mentally and emotionally, but the torment of hell. And I just feel like, even like, you have to think about it. For whoever this is for, it's not a situation where, like, it's a difference between somebody that's being forced to do something and somebody that has a choice, okay? And if you are in a position to where this is someone that's trying to convince you that you should do what they want you to, they're trying to convince you that if you do whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? You come hang with them, you come be with them, you'll be better off, you'll be happy, you'll be this, that, and the third. Man, that will be you making a choice, and you're basically kind of selling your soul. You're basically allowing yourself to end up in hell. Like, that it's like an agreement that you're taking. And you just gotta be you gotta be careful, you gotta pay attention. And you know, like I said, once again, ain't nothing wrong with getting to know people. It's nothing wrong with meeting people, but it is a thing where you gotta be careful, because there are so many people in this world that have negative, nasty, and bad intentions, okay? Especially, you know, in the way that the world is today, you know what I'm saying? And especially towards women, you know, as sad as it is to say, women in this world are like constant. It's constant. It's constant. It's constant. And you know, there's so many men that try to argue with it, and they want to say, no, that's not true, I don't believe that. That's fine. You can believe however you want to, but in reality, men don't have the same kind of scares and terrors that women do. And this alone is something that's scary. Imagine wanting to connect with someone so you can work with them, and then when you are basically working with them, now all of a sudden they want to switch it up on you, and they're trying to force you to do something that you don't want to do. And you know what I'm saying? And if you don't, then now they, oh well, you can't work with me, and they want to cut you off, and they don't want to talk to you no more. And I just feel like for whoever this is for, God is just saying, you know, keep your eyes open. And in reality, I feel like it's also just a heads up, you know, so whoever that experienced this, God is saying, you know what I'm saying? It's not a situation where you really need to take what this person said in hindsight. This is not, it's not a situation where you need to really sit back and ponder, is that the truth? Is that really how? Is that really what I need to do? Do I really need to, like, why would you take advice from somebody like that? That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you know, taking advice from somebody that don't mean you no good. That's like if a cat is talking to a fish and it tells the fish, you know, if you come in the shallow water, you would be happier. You'll be better off if you come in the shallow water. Knowing good and well, as soon as the fish get in the shallow water, it's going to eat it. And I just feel like For whoever this is for, take heed. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that, especially if God gives you the knowing and God puts you up on game and you already know what's up, you're not finna take no advice from somebody that in reality they don't wish you any good. They don't wish you well. They wish the worst for you, okay? And they really in their mind want you to be doing something that is not for you. And it could even, like, you know what I'm saying? It don't even mean that this person wants you specifically to work with them, because you have to think about it. When somebody is doing stuff like this, that is a spirit, that's a demon that they have inside of them. Demons do not like us, and they want us to do evil deeds so that we will end up in hell. And you just had, like, this is just like when you are around someone and this person is living a very sinful life. This person does a lot of sinful things and they realize that you don't. They see that you are not like them. They see that you don't participate in evil deeds. They see that you live the way that God wants you to live. They will have hate in their hearts towards you. They will have animosity towards you. They gonna feel some kind of way towards you. Why? Because the demons within them don't like the God within you. They gonna try to convince you that you need to do what they doing. They gonna try to convince you that you need to go ahead and do this, that, and the third, and you would be better this, and you would be better that. But just like it says in the scripture, in the time that they lived therein, they painfully served the Most High and were in danger every hour, that they might keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly. So it is not, like, you have to understand, when we living in a world and it's sinful, sin everywhere. We like are constantly being surrounded by people that are overtaken by demons. They are controlled by demons. They allow demons to do what they gonna do, and they decide that they are going to do what the demons want them to. And I just feel like it is what it is. It's part of the test. And you can't expect, like, this is a reward. That is the reward that we get. We get the reward of being able to see the Most High. We get the reward of being able to go to heaven, versus what people that are, they get their rewards on earth, but in the end, they gonna see that fiery flame, and that's just what it is. And that's the message, okay? And that's the message. And you know what I'm saying? This message is not intended to say that, you should always think negatively about someone. There's nothing wrong with someone dressing nicely. It's nothing wrong with someone wanting to speak light into other people. However, it is something wrong with someone putting forth an effort to turn people away from doing what God wants them to. It is something wrong with someone trying to turn someone away from being godly, and they want them to live a sinful life. Yeah, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's and that's the message. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I can't really stretch this on anymore. But even though I'm not really trying to. But I hope y'all understand. I hope y'all get it and y'all understand, because it's like, it's so much. But I just feel like that's the message for whoever this is for. You are not the one in the wrong. You are not the one in the wrong. You are doing nothing wrong. It is nothing. You are doing what God wants you to do. And even if it is difficult, you know what I'm saying? Even if you struggle, even if sometimes you hungry, even if sometimes you got to figure this out, you got to figure that out, you got to figure this out. Sometimes it can be very stressful living to serve the Most High. Trust me, baby, I know. Okay? Because, people that live sinfully, they have a lot going on. They, you know what I'm saying? And they get things quickly. They get things fast. But we have to hold fast and understand that these things are coming from Satan. These things are coming from the devil. These are like, and it's an illusion, okay? A lot of times there are people that are living these sinful lives. They living in a very sinful way. And, it seems as though they happy. It seems as though they got it going on. But behind closed doors, they are being tormented constantly. And, as quiet as it's kept. When people are overtaken by demons and they have demonic spirits inside of them, they are not happy. Okay, when people are not connected with Christ, they are not connected with the Holy Spirit, they can do all these things. They can smile in all the pictures. They'll go to all these places and whatever, but in reality, deep down inside, they are hurting. And yeah, in reality, for whoever this is for, you know what I'm saying, you have no reason to feel ashamed. You have no reason to feel as if, you know, you are doing something wrong. And you know, that's the interesting thing of how the world is going. People that are doing right are being seen as doing wrong, and people that's doing wrong are being seen as doing right. Up is down and down is up, and everything is just on fire. It don't make no sense. But anywho, that's the message. That's the message, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.